Hi everybody! Welcome back to my channel. It's been a minute. It feels so good to be back, and today I've brought along with me my friend Casey Blake. The videos that Casey and I made together on her channel will be linked down below. Today we're going to be doing a get ready with me. We're talking about... What are we talking about?
Well, we're actually answering questions from you guys. So
Yes.
If you're not following us on Instagram, you should be, because you could have asked a question for in here. But we talk about all sorts of things. A lot of actually deep conversation.
Yeah, some of our conversation can't even be included in the video. If you don't already, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you can see all of the content that I make. And if you want to be notified each time I post a new video, click on the little bell.
Okay. Oh, hi. Am I a part of this?
You're joining me? Oh, okay. Why do you do your face first?
I always do. No, I think that a lot of people that do their face first struggle with eyeshadow first because of concealer and foundation going around their blend job.
Mm-hmm.
And that's, I think, one of the main reasons why.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like, obviously the fallout stuff, not fun at all. But I'm not big on eyebrow carving. Like, it's just one of those things that, like, I just put a little powder in to make it look darker and I'm good to go. So, questions.
Like, this brow right now. What happened to your TikTok?
Oh, God.
My heart! Of course, that's the first question. My TikTok got deleted and banned because I had a bunch of trolls reporting my account. And even though my account is mostly educational, I have the occasional thirst trap, so the haters got my account deleted, so we're working on it. It's a work in progress. Hopefully it'll be reinstated soon.
Hopefully before this video is live. I'm like, well, that was an easy one. I'm just kidding. Not for the emotions.
God damn it. It's fine. You're both amazing, from David Boren. Thank you, David.
I'm like, do I recognize him from my live?
I don't know who
I don't know.
Chill guy, what is the best app to meet trans women for dates?
Instagram?
Instagram, for real though. That's how actually I've met most of the people
That's how I met mine.
that I've been with.
We're all like, yeah, actually.
I mean, yeah, Instagram. Social media.
But the trick is getting past the filtration that we have on our inboxes.
Mm-hmm.
So saying just hi never gets a response. Like, you have to be interesting. Like,
I agree. No, it's real. Like, I get thousands of DMs,
and
you know,
it's
across platforms. Like, it's
Yeah.
ridiculous. It's overwhelming.
I feel you. I get 100 a day just on Instagram.
Yeah.
Like,
if you want my attention on social media, especially like if you're trying to hit on me, get to know me intimately, you gotta stand out.
Right.
You gotta make me laugh. You gotta be really encouraging. You gotta relate to something. Share a story with me. Like, it could
why
even.
don't you spray more?
You don't need more foundation. You're just going in.
Sorry,
She said coverage today.
I said sheer to medium who?
Oh.
Even if you're not, like, trying to, like, flirt with me, it still has to be interesting.
I agree,
Like,
yeah.
I don't have time to be everyone's personal therapist. I would love to be, but I
No.
can't. I'm also not trained, so, like, I feel weird having certain conversations with certain people.
Yeah.
And especially at certain ages, like, I can't get myself in a legal bind like that. Like, it's...
That's a real thing. Like, I'm
Yeah.
absolutely here to give you advice, give you support, and good vibes, you know? That's something I typically do, you know, in a broad sense, rather than a one-on-one, because I agree, like, I would love to, you know, I do mentor people, I do give advice, absolutely, but, like, you have to take everything that we say with a grain of salt, because we're not professionals.
Right.
This isn't our job.
That's what I say. I
Yeah.
literally stay upfront that in, like, half my videos, too, I'm like, please remember that everything that I say today is just food for thought and my own personal opinions.
Yes.
I'm not a trained professional.
Yes. And not every trans person agrees with each other, you know?
Yeah. We all have different backgrounds, too.
Yeah.
Like, the experiences that we have really shape us into who we are and how we feel about certain things. Which is why things like terminology can be really offensive to one person and not another.
Absolutely.
In any aspect, not just transness.
Yeah, I agree with that.
What was the question?
Basically...
Oh, the best app.
best app to
I'm like, what are we
find
even
women,
talking about?
Trans women. Yeah. Basically, just make us laugh, you know? Stand out, say something real, start a real conversation, you know? A little hi, or you're so sexy. I'm never gonna respond to that. You know what I
Or
mean?
like, ugh, I want to marry you. Or like, you're mine. I
Cool.
will marry you. No, you won't.
Get in line.
I'll tell you what I want, and then we'll decide.
There we go. There we go.
But yeah, I think any app that is open to the public is an app to find a trans woman.
Absolutely.
I mean,
we're everywhere.
Yeah.
You know, and there are a lot of dating apps specifically, you know, that like allow trans women to use it and,
Right.
you know, allow us to identify as ourselves, you know, very specifically. But even then, like, I don't know.
Like,
I don't love dating apps as a trans woman because, like, I've been banned, reported, and blocked from so many dating apps just for being trans. No, I don't really like dating apps very much typically, so it's rare that I'm ever
it's
on
also,
one.
like, dating apps are like hookup apps. They're not dating.
Yeah.
They're like, and
Even like the best are. Most people
Yeah,
are
it's-
not looking for dates.
yeah, it's not the vibe check for me.
Yeah, I agree. Plus, like, I'm not a person that's, like, actively seeking that out. I don't know.
Me
I don't
either.
know how healthy it well. You know, I don't know how healthy it is to, like, be constantly seeking a relationship. You know, find happiness in yourself. Focus on you.
Do things that make you happy, and you'll find people that also like what you're doing that might also make you happy.
I love that.
Like, I find that if you're hunting for it, like, you have a harder time finding someone that you actually are wanting to be intimate with, because you end up just, like, settling, thinking
Yeah.
that, like, oh, he's attractive, and that was enough.
Yeah.
But you have nothing in common.
Yeah. Like, oh, he likes me because I'm trans. Okay, this is perfect.
Yeah,
No.
that's on. Dating apps aren't for either of us, apparently. So if you're looking for either of us, don't go on a dating app.
DM me on Instagram. Make me laugh. Good luck.
Tell her a personal story. Tell her about, like, the most embarrassing moment of your life.
I mean, that might work, actually. You know, I'd read it at least.
Right. I read the long ones.
Yeah,
like,
me too. Favorite book that you've both read?
That we've both read?
No, like what's your favorite book?
Okay, I
What's
was
my
like,
favorite book?
we might have an issue here.
So,
What kind of novels are you into?
Oh my God.
My favorite book, though, has to be... My grandma gifted me this book called The 17-Second Miracle, all about, like, how small acts of kindness can, like, change someone's day and lives. And, like, it was so powerful.
mm-hmm.
So, that book...
Like just like a positivity book, or like
It's a story.
like a true story.
Not, I don't know if it's true or not, but it's, like, it feels like it could be real.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, I'm not a big reader anymore. I used to be. In high school and like grade school, I read all the time because it was like I needed to disassociate. You know, it was an escapism thing for me. So reading was everything. And as I've like grown to like love my own life, love my own self, you know, that's been less
Overwhelmingly busy.
needed. Yeah, and now I'm very busy. But my favorite types of books now are like more of like self-help or like, you know, focused on like
Like what?
bettering yourself.
What kind?
Like, I really love like The Four Agreements by Miguel Ruiz. Horrible at names. It talks about, you know, just how to be like the best version of yourself and how to, you know, communicate really clearly. Like, that's one of the agreements, is to be impeccable with your word. And it talks about, you know, like, always think before you speak, you know, don't spread hate with your words, you know, spread love instead. And it talks about not taking things personally, because we can only control ourselves. You know, we have no idea what's going on in other people's worlds or, you know, in their reality. To not make assumptions, you know, kind of for that same reason of, I only know what's going on in my head, you know? I don't know your life. No matter how close I am to you, you know? I can't read your mind. And it really changed my perspective. I was going through kind of a lot. Like, I was going through a breakup, and I had, like, gone through, like, some, like, friend breakups. It was just a really rough period of my life when I first read it, and it just really helped me, you know, have a better perspective. So I like to read it every so often.
But another one of my, like, fun books that I read, I loved the entire series. Like, I read the Hunger Games in high
loved
school.
the Hunger Games.
I also read the City of Bones series, which is the Immortal Instruments.
Yeah.
I loved that. I have a bit of a cold.
Pink nose. Rudolph over here.
Rudolph the rosy-nosed deer.
I love it.
Next question. How much time does doctor take to get like, letter for, like, surgery? Or letter for hormones?
I think they're just asking how much, like, how long do you have to see a therapist or a doctor in order to get a letter?
It depends on your situation and
Yeah.
how you hold yourself.
Yeah.
Like, truly.
And the surgeon, or I mean the therapist,
right.
you know,
And
if they're
their location.
knowledgeable or not, will really change that, you know.
Right. And, like, where you are located also can affect that depending on, like, the legalities to it.
Totally.
Like, I only had to see my therapist twice. I saw her once with my mom and then once on my own. But I was full-time presenting.
Mm-hmm.
I was fully out to everyone. I, like, literally showed up in, like, 22-inch extensions, heels, a dress, like, hair. And I actually recommend, if you are going to go see someone to talk about gender dysphoria and, like, everything surrounding being trans and looking for a letter, that you take the time to get dolled up for those. It not only will make you look, like, more, like, authentically, like, this is what you want, it also helps you feel more confident in sharing that side that you maybe don't share very often with people.
Yeah.
And it also gives you a safe space to try new things. Like,
agree.
use that opportunity to get dressed up.
Yeah, and sometimes, you know, I feel like I kind of presented, like, more femme than I typically would for
Intentionally,
that.
yeah.
Very intentionally, because I didn't want to be...
Stuck in it. Like,
yeah, or, like...
delayed.
I wanted to be believed, you know, I wanted to start.
You want to be taken
I was
seriously,
ready.
yeah.
Absolutely, and so I feel like I kind of went a little overboard on that.
Me too.
But, you know, it only took me, again, the same. It only took me 2
Right.
times of going to my therapist in order to get a letter for hormones.
But
That was
that's
really
just
nice.
for hormones.
Yeah.
Like, because we actually used the same therapist when we did the letters for surgery.
Oh, yeah.
And I mean, I did ongoing sessions until, like, I was already healed. Like, I had my last session, I think, last month.
And also, you know, I think it was so wonderful to go to a trans person, because I feel like typically trans people, they're not going to gatekeep, you know, like, they're going to let you be you. And that made me feel really comfortable, because I have heard, you know, of a lot of people who had to see their therapist for, like, a month, 3 months, you know, before they would give them a letter.
Most of my friends, like, did therapy for 3 to 6 months before getting
Wow.
diagnosed. And I was like,
Yeah.
that's a long time. Right.
Absolutely.
And I think that's a thing to notate. Like, it is okay for it to take time. It's okay for
Yeah.
you to work through actual therapy, like, sessions for you. Like, you should do that. And in fact, you should do that before hormones. Like, in my opinion, it's much better to go in clear-headed than to rush into it.
It's absolutely, yeah, I'm a huge advocate for therapy. I've been to so many different therapists at different points in my life for different themes that I was processing. And, like, you know, I don't think I ever really needed that for gender identity necessarily, and certainly not for deciding surgery, but some people do, and that's totally fine, and that's valid, you know, but yeah, these 2 instances, when it came time to get letters, I already knew what I wanted. You know, I knew I wanted hormones, I knew I wanted surgery, and so I intentionally, you know, chose a separate therapist to do that, because that's all I wanted to do, and I didn't want it to be more difficult to get my letter.
Right. Understand that if you're not happy with your therapist, it's okay to go somewhere else. It's okay
Absolutely.
it's okay to shop around for therapists.
Yeah, break up with your therapist if you don't feel comfortable.
Or you feel good and you feel like it's either like
Too good.
a waste of time,
Yeah.
or like you're just repeating yourself is, like, honestly one of the things that, like, always triggers me. I'm like, I'm literally regurgitating at this point. I'm like, I could talk about more, like, obviously life is so, like, crazy in general that there is things to talk about, but I
Sure.
don't need to. Like, if
Yeah.
you don't need to talk about it, why would you bring up constantly old drama? Like,
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
old,
And continue to pay, for
Right.
the same conversation that you've already had.
right.
I want to have a conversation. I want to be challenged by my therapist. You know, like, I want you to play devil's advocate with me. I want you to help me grow and become a better person. And, you know, like, I know what I feel. I don't need you to help me figure out how I feel. I need you to help me figure out what to do with those feelings.
Right.
You know what I mean?
What's your age? You never ask a woman her age.
I'm always really open about my age. I'm 25.
I'm 23. I'm a baby. I feel like, I don't know.
I
I feel like a
forget.
30-year-old, but I feel older.
You have your life together way more than most 23-year-olds, that's for sure. I'm like, girl, you're 25, it's okay, like, you know,
And it
you'll
is.
figure out your life.
25 is young.
It is. And
Like-
I'm so proud of myself and what I've accomplished. And
Me too. I think it's important to recognize, like, that what you've done and what you are doing is like noteworthy.
Mm-hmm.
But it's hard. Like, we're in this like next thing world. So
very much.
You just forget to sometimes appreciate what has happened.
Well, there's so many people sharing all of their successes and like their best moments,
Right.
you know, on social media that we're constantly bombarded with all of this, you know, success of other people, and that can definitely be really difficult to, you know, not compare yourself to. Because you are still, you know, worthy and valid, you know, you don't need to be comparing yourself to other people.
I think it's unfair to compare yourself to others, especially when other people have different circumstances and are possibly even further along than you are. So that's my point.
What movie do you always watch on Christmas?
On Christmas or just like around Christmas? Because I don't really watch a movie like on Christmas.
Yeah, like around Christmas. Like, what's your favorite Christmas movie, maybe? Let's change the question.
Oh, I'm not big on like Christmas music and stuff, but I do like Christmas movies. I don't know if I rewatch many.
You don't rewatch any?
I don't know. Give me
You just watch
some.
like the new ones. Like, I always watch Home Alone every Christmas. I always watch like the Santa Claus. I always watch Polar Express, The Grinch.
Yeah, this year I think my favorite Christmas movie has to be Claus.
I didn't see that.
It's an animated film on Netflix called Claus with a K. And
I did
so
see
good.
that. It came out last year.
Did it?
Yeah. Oh
it's
my
so
god.
good.
I cried. It's so
I
good.
really liked it. I was like, this is very clever. I was pleased with that movie. I don't get like shocked very often by like movies, and that one did it for me.
Oh, it got you.
I was like, wow, someone really pulled this script together like this. But yeah, it made me cry. It made me happy. It felt like I was growing up with this kid, the main character, you know. And I'm glad I got to see that, because it reminds you that even like people can be humbled.
Absolutely.
And they need that most of the time.
Someone asked, where's your favorite place to get bras? Someone said that my bras are always really cute.
Well, I just got my boobs done.
Yes.
I have not bought any bras. I want to go try them on, and
Are you excited to get measured?
I am. I'm like, I mean, there's something about like owning a few Victoria's Secret bras that's always like had like that like feeling of like specialness, you know? But after everything that's happened, like it's a little intense to think about, you know, buying Victoria's Secret. I probably will go try a few on, and there might be an occasional purchase, but overall, like, until that company like has more, you know, solidified trans acceptance, I don't know if I care for them. So
I agree.
I past that, like, it's hard for me. I'm like, who else? What other company is so big that sells bras that are also like great?
Savage X Fenty.
I know that that's what you're gonna say. But like,
I love that.
in person, like going and shopping somewhere, like getting size,
very accessible, easy,
right.
getting sized. Yeah, that's a whole other thing. And you know, I will admit I do own a few bras from Victoria's Secret. I'm only after Breast Dog. And they did have one trans model in Mexico, I think it was, with Victoria's Secret. But yeah, they still have a long ways to go before I am willing to give them my own money. I got multiple gift cards to Victoria's Secret after I had Breast Dog.
I did
and
too.
So I, you know.
And they're
free,
nice.
so I'm gonna do it.
They feel comfortable.
They do.
And
I love their bralettes, for example. Like, they're very, very comfy. But
it's
there's a lot better places to be supporting and giving your money toward, especially as, you know, a trans person. Right. So, yeah, I love Savage X Fenty, especially because they're so diverse in the people that they use in their campaigns and everything. They're very size inclusive, and they're very comfortable, and they have really sexy clothing. But you can't go try them on in store.
Right now.
Or at all. I don't think they have a store.
Sorry, Fenty you said?
Yeah, Fenty.
Oh my gosh, I'm back on. I thought you were talking. Like, right, yeah. Can I paint your portrait? If you want to do fan art with me, I would die. I never get fan art. It's so fun.
I know, I would love to get fan art. Not a question, but you're extremely beautiful. Aww.
Yes, you are.
Love the compliments. Yeah, I get that. It took me a moment.
You're like, no, yeah,
I get
no, I mean, well,
Oh! not a soda person.
I'm not either. The only soda that I really truly have like loved in my life is root beer. And it's 'cause
I like
grew
root
up-
beer too.
I grew
That's
up
the
with-
one.
I grew up with like one of the teachers at my elementary school
Mhm.
making homemade root beer every year for like movie
Ooh,
night.
yum.
And like, yeah, it lingered in my life.
That's different. I love homemade root beer. I'm not a salt and sweet person unless it's pretzels.
I love, oh my gosh.
I love
Yogurt
sweet
or like
pretzels.
chocolate covered
Uh-huh.
pretzels. Oof. And
Pretzels
also,
and ice cream. Yes.
what else? I mean, I love pretzels in general. Like pretzels and hummus are one of my
Yeah.
favorite
Oh, me
things.
too. I do
This
feel
one's
better.
fun. Are you going to be seductive in the video? One of them.
One of them.
On my channel, there's
Follow Casey Blake and watch our breast dog reveal video
it should
where we show it all.
and it should be up before you post this. If you're gonna post
Yeah.
this the same day I do,
Yeah, it should
then
be up.
it'll be up already. I don't even feel like it's nudity. Like I just
Not
like,
even.
feel so
I know.
casual
It's
with
literally
it.
men can be topless all the time, and we don't think anything of it. But the second a woman is topless, it's the end of the world. I hate that double standard.
I don't.
It
Well,
actually makes me really upset because like
It shouldn't-
we're assigned male at birth, right? So like
You
for
saw
so
me get
long,
banned for it.
I know. Like so long of our lives, we were allowed to be shirtless, and it was no problem. No one thought anything of it. But the second that I'm like, okay, I'm a woman, and yeah, I want to be treated 100% like a woman. So like, I understand. I lost a lot of privileges, and being topless is one of those privileges that we've lost, and I don't get it. Like, no
Like-
one should be allowed to show their nipples. If
that's the case,
if that's
yeah.
the case. If that's
I
the
think
way
it's
they're
hilarious
going.
that there's a sticker that's like placed in like insert male nipple, and there's like a.
I love that. I love the free the nipple movement and all the memes using a male's nipple because
That's
the
a big
same
difference.
the same people that like are against the free the nipple movement are typically transphobic. So in your view, I'm a man. So my nipples are a man's nipples in that argument's sake, you know, so then let me be topless and don't objectify me or sexualize me without my consent.
Right. Well, like
It's that
also,
simple.
right. I mean, also, it's this whole point of like, we are raised to like feel like we have to hide ourselves, and to a point where it's unhealthy. Like if let's say
Yes.
your child, like let's say you're you're a parent, right,
Yeah.
mother, father, whatever, and your child is having issues, like actual issues, like medical concernable issues in like private spaces, they don't feel like they can talk to you about it,
Yeah.
and they like hide these things, and it can cause additional issues.
Absolutely.
And like everyone needs to be more open to having those kinds of discussions, especially within the home. And like we shouldn't feel like so stigmatized around things like sex, because if your child does do something and something happens, it's important that they can come to someone.
Oh my god, I know. That terrifies me.
Yeah.
If your child needs help and is too ashamed to ask for help when they need it, that's alarming.
It's so crazy to me. Like
Yeah.
I wasn't raised like that. Luckily, we have a very open household, and
That's
if I
good.
do need to talk, I can. But like I want every child to have that.
Everyone deserves that.
Right.
Absolutely. This person asked, this is a really good question. What's your opinion on body hair? Armpit, legs?
In general,
It's
I'm
natural.
not a fan of it. In general, like I don't like it on people that like
Yeah.
want to be sexual with,
Mhm.
or yeah. That's it. I mean, if I'm not being sexual with them, your body is your choice. It's not
Yeah.
my decision.
Yeah.
Me,
I love
I
a
like
hairy man.
and there's occasions.
I love hairy chests. Oh, it makes me happy. I love that uber masculine look.
But
of,
on
like
me,
a rugged man.
no hair other than on my head, basically,
Yeah.
and my brows, obviously. But
Yeah.
those aren't my head.
I mean, I've had lasered everything below my nose.
Me too.
So,
I
like,
I even had them shoot between the brows like a few times, but I got too scared of like my brows starting to fade.
Yeah.
So I didn't let them do like around my forehead and stuff because they
Uh-huh.
will. So yeah, I did everything here down too.
Love that.
Everything.
Love that.
Like
I didn't. I guess I haven't done my legs yet, but
I did my legs,
I plan to.
my back, my front,
Uh-huh.
all my privates. Oh my gosh, hormones and privates getting lasered.
Huh?
Not the tea.
Not fun, but worth it. I'm so happy
Yeah.
I did that.
Me too.
I mean, I still grow hair, but it's so much more manageable.
Oh yeah, it doesn't even feel the same.
Uh-huh.
And yeah, I don't get ingrowns. I don't like
Mhm.
the texture is
Same.
so different.
Same.
I appreciate my investment in that.
Yeah, on myself, yeah, I typically, I shave pretty much everything. Where I still
Frequently
grow
enough,
hair.
maybe not, especially during
Yeah,
COVID.
not my legs. Girl, I'm so lazy about shaving my legs.
It's just
There
annoying.
is a period of time,
It takes time.
especially when I'm dating someone, I'm like, you know who I am. This is my body. It's natural. Like, but like, yeah, on other people, live your best life. I don't really care.
I didn't answer this on my channel, so I guess we'll just throw it in here.
Oh,
'Cause,
yeah,
like, why
answer
not?
mine.
My favorite food, I have to say, like, just purely based off of memory, my favorite food growing up was lasagna, but currently it's another pasta. There's this 4-cheese pasta at the Cheesecake Factory called the 4-cheese rigatoni, and it has ricotta cheese, like, in, like, a lump, almost like a butterball in it, and it is, like, life-changing. Like, if I've ever could orgasm from eating food, that would have been that moment for
That's
me.
it.
Nacho cheese Doritos are my jam, and sometimes I'm in the
Cool
mood for Cool Ranch, but nacho cheese
Ranch,
is mine.
that's where it's at.
Like, I literally am obsessed with nacho cheese Doritos. Like, I will eat the entire bag by myself in one sitting.
Hot Cheetos, though.
I
That's my
hate hot
favorite
Cheetos.
snack. Oh,
But
I
yes.
love hot Cheetos. It's so bad.
Apparently, I'm passionate about
They
food.
wreck my stomach.
I'm like, oh, I like food more than I thought I did. Someone just said, there are so many things I would like to say to you, ...
Oh, what would you like to say?
Sorry. Is your phone okay? That's all that matters.
It's fine.
This is a good one, in general, and you probably have answered this before, but, like, how have you chosen your name?
Oh, I love this question. Yeah, I've talked about this a lot on
I'm sure.
my socials, but my name is very special to me. I actually chose my name when I was a child. I was like 3 or 4 years old when I started calling myself Queen Rose. I always called myself Queen Rose when I was a kid. It wasn't just Rose. So, my babysitter at the time wanted to watch Titanic, and so she showed it to us, and for whatever reason, I just absolutely fell in love with Kate Winslet's character of Rose from the Titanic, and she was just iconic and beautiful and elegant and adventurous and brave and a survivor, and, you know, she just had all these qualities that, like, I wanted when I grew up, you know, like, I saw that, like, for my future, you know, I was like, I am going to become this beautiful woman, and I am going to be successful and adventurous, and I'm going to be Rose, you know, so anytime I played make-believe, I called myself Rose, and, like, all of my, like, favorite toys, I would call them Rose, and so when it went time to, you know, legally change my name, and when I came out as trans at 19, I did explore a couple of other names. Like, I had, like, a Tumblr account where I explored a little bit with my gender identity privately, you know, without anyone in my real life knowing. And then my very first therapist who prescribed me hormones used to call me Christine. So I had that persona for a while, but then one moment someone called me Chris, and it was all over. I was like, absolutely not. That's the boy's name. I can't be Chris. Obviously, it's not a boy's name, but
Chris is so gender neutral.
It
but
is,
yeah,
but it
it's-
made me uncomfortable.
Yes, right.
And I didn't want to have that, but I did want to have nicknames. So I went with Rosalind. That way I can be Rosa, Rose, Rosie, Ro, RJ.
Right.
Like, I literally have a million nicknames now.
Well, and most of which are very feminine.
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah.
So,
exactly.
I love that. And I was born with my name, and it was just so beautifully gender neutral
Yeah.
that I love my name. I can't change it. It is my brand. Like, it was Casey Blake. Like, that just, it rolls off the tongue. Both of you are my inspirations.
Oh, who is this?
Her name is Shivni.
Shivni
Shivni
Singh.
I'm sure you know who you are if you are watching this.
I'm sending you
You're
so
that.
much love. Thank you.
Favorite trans singer or musician?
Oh, this is hard.
Do you have many? Like,
There's
I don't
so
think
many,
I really
yeah.
know many.
Like, Mila Jam is a huge one that I love.
don't know
She's a
who that
black
is.
trans woman, and she doesn't have, like, a lot of songs. I don't even think she has a full album. She just has a couple singles, but she's really talented, and I love everything that she does on social media. I really like Ale Campillo. They're actually a Latinx, non-binary, trans feminine person, so not trans woman, but they're really talented. I love their new EP they just launched like a few months ago. My friend Jamie Wilson is really talented singer. He just started a new band with his friend Mason, and oh my god, their music is so good. Are you over the music conversation?
She's like, I'll just add more mascara to make you feel better.
I'm trying to look like I'm continuing to do my makeup when it's finished. I did a very simple look today, so to be fair.
I'm curious, what did you do right out of school? Like, what work did you do?
I was working as a waitress, and then I became a bartender. And then I eventually quit and went into makeup because literally everyone at my job was like, Rose, you beat your face for the gods literally every day. Like, what are you doing? And it was kind of like meant to be because my manager, like at the makeup place that I got a job at, she was one of my regulars at the restaurant, and we didn't know that about each other. And so when I walked in to, apply, she was like, Rose? Yeah. And I'm like, Katie! And she's like, are you the one I'm interviewing for a job? I'm like, yeah. And she's like, we're gonna get you this job. Your makeup's literally better than mine every day. And I'm like, stop. Like, thank you, honey. So
that's good.
Yeah, it worked out.
Right? Because you were having issues with that, right? Or was that later?
No, I was having a lot of issues with that job.
Makeup stuff, right? No, I mean you were having issues getting into makeup positions.
Yes, because I had been trying to leave the restaurant industry for a while, about 6 months almost, of applying to places and not getting jobs.
I've never gotten a job.
I was also very obviously trans, and like...
Yeah. And people like to judge.
Yeah.
Especially in those kinds of situations. I've never not gotten the job. Like, I've literally...
That's beautiful.
But I've only had 2 interviews, and
yeah.
I, like, basically was forced to do an interview by, like, my mentor for my second job that I got hired to.
Mm-hmm.
It was the scariest thing I've ever done.
Well, good thing they pushed you, though.
Oh, yeah. And I would not be where I am if they did not give me my current job.
Thank you again for having me over and, creating so much content with me.
Yeah, of course.
Thank you so much for watching this video with Casey and I. We had a lot of fun making it. If you don't already, please follow us on social media. My favorite is TikTok, though we'll see where TikTok is at by the time this video is up. It's been a journey with TikTok recently. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram. So if y'all don't already follow her, definitely go check out her social media. They'll all be linked down below. Thank you all for being here. I love you so much. You are beautiful, worthy, and valid.
Deuces.
I did it.